This podcast is brought to you by Most Valuable Podcasts, saving your day from boredom with the best podcasting entertainment.
Hello and welcome to episode 40 of Too Old to Game. I'm your fear-filled host, Dave Oster. Today I'm joined by Mark Weber, and the original man-child himself, Ricky Widmer.
What's up, guys?
We have a great episode for you today to talk about the Nintendo Labo, and we're going to be hitting a little bit on the whole Microsoft repackaging perhaps their plans going forward for their discless Xbox in the future.
There
yeah, Mark.
Go.
Yeah. Not getting me today, Mark.
That Xbox has no disc. Not one disc.
And then we're going to be capping things off with Ricky needs a new PSN name because now they finally found out that we can change names.
Yeah, the Polish Apostle. I think it's time to retire it. I've
It's
had
been
it for
your
so
name
long for
since
everything.
we were like 8. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I guess it's time to come up with a new name.
Ever since you showed me Dogma.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, if Chris Rock can be an apostle, I can be one too.
What are you saying?
And I can be the Polish apostle.
Are you saying there were no black apostles?
Yeah, that's what they were saying. But I agree with Chris Rock. There had to be a black apostle, just like there was a Polish apostle.
There you go. That seems a bit odd, but okay. We're going to roll with it. So Nintendo rolled out their new VR setup in the most Nintendo way possible. It's build your own VR, which is kind of cool. It's kind of quirky. They were short games, and the setup videos for this that I saw to build the VR kits for them, the whole thing is, it's a fun experience to even just build it. I think that's kind of a cool Nintendo thing. It's kitschy. It's like, it's a family, kid kind of oriented thing where you can work together, build it out. I think, they hit it off right there. Like, everybody was kind of sketchy on the whole cardboard setups, but they've done some really creative stuff with it, so I want to give them some credit. But Mark, do you think that asking someone to have to build their own product before they use it is maybe a little too much out there?
There's already this barrier to entry for VR of people buying into it. So then for you to have to build it yourself to participate, I mean, you're just adding a second barrier to entry. But the other part is, I've never really understood Labo. I know some people think it's pretty cool. But to me, part of it's my personality that I know I'm going to do this where I'm just going to build it, and that's going to be fun. That's going to be cool, and then I'm not actually going to use it. I'm not going to play it. It's just going to sit in a closet. Mm-hmm. You know, it reminds me of like when you would play The Sims, and you'd go super elaborate, making your whole Sim family, and you build this beautiful house for them, and it's fantastic, and then you're like, all right, I'm done. And you don't even actually play.
It's just wrapped.
Yeah, you just built stuff, and you were ready to go, and then didn't actually do anything. Kind of what Labo's always reminded me of. I mean, I think it's cool that there's a cheap way to get into VR. Because VR typically has been this thing that was expensive. Mm-hmm. So it's cool that they have that. Although I have heard a little bit of, like, because it's kind of cheap, it's very easy to get dizzy and nauseous.
Yeah, there are some quality concerns based on the frame rate and the resolution that will be available. Mm-hmm. But again, this is the, like, instead of buying an Oculus Rift or a PlayStation VR, this is a very fun, interactive way to work with VR for kind of shorter games that are basically, maybe 15 minutes, maybe 45 minutes, not long term, which hopefully will kind of avoid that nausea factor, which you're right, I have heard, I think we read probably the same article on it, but it's interesting.
Appreciate, this is from Gizmodo, this is a good kind of summary of it. It says, if you've already got a Switch for $40, you can turn your console into a well-executed VR toy and not feel as guilty when you inevitably get bored.
There you go.
And I think that's a pretty accurate summary.
Ricky, as a Switch user.
Well, two things. First off, I feel like all the negative that we're saying is because we are not the target audience.
No,
Correct.
not
the
exactly.
The target audience for me is a family who's like, you know what? This looks cool for my kid. I'm not going to spend $400 on an Oculus Rift. Here, I'll spend $40 on the Labo.
Yeah,
assuming you have a Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, which I'm like, for me, if you have a family, like if you said, hey, we're a family of 4, and you had me guess what console you have, the first one I would say is Switch. Even if I'm wrong, I would say Switch because I'd be thinking that's the more family console compared to
cheaper.
PlayStation or Xbox. And the thing for me with this is the whole story that I read about them doing. There was Super Mario Odyssey, which had a few little games with it.
Yeah.
But then the Zelda, not Link to the Past, Breath of the Wild, I think it was, where they're like, we're going to do that game in VR. And I was like, How?
Yeah.
How am I doing Breath of the Wild holding it up to my face?
Yeah.
Having one Joy-Con in my hand? Is that how it's gonna how do I walk around with just one hand where I'm holding
Build a cardboard strap.
the Switch up there?
They'll build a cardboard helmet.
I have to build a strap myself, make a strap myself with something that doesn't come with the Labo. That was the problem with me, is like when we're talking about Zelda, the functionality in that, I don't see it, and I just see that being a little bit of a train wreck.
No, I think that, it's if they can extend it out to do like party game kind of stuff, like I think that is, you go from family to our age group. Like if they could continue to build on this platform, because I do think that a lot of people our age do have fun with Switches. Yeah, we do to have those multiplayer games. Oh,
when I say train wreck, I'm talking the Zelda part.
I understand.
Yeah, that's it. No, I didn't want people to think I meant the whole thing.
No.
Two things. One, I want them to invent. I want someone to develop a drunk goggles type of game for people our age for parties. I think that would be fun.
That'd be a ton of fun.
You could say, why don't you just get drunk? Valid point. But I think that would be a funny
thing. This has
to do.
all the fun of getting drunk without the health side effects.
Without the next day.
Without the alcohol.
No next day, no liver
becomes a lot harder to deal with. And then the other part, though, is like I look at the goggles where it's like goggle and you got your Switch right here.
Yeah.
I don't know how anyone is not terrified to drop it. Because I would be terrified to drop that thing.
Well, how you do it is you lay on your back and then you have it just press against your head.
And then you just kick your legs. You can't see because there's a desk here as I kick my legs. But yeah, that would just terrify me. I mean, I'm afraid to move around with the thing that much anyways. But yeah, it's interesting. One thing that, and that I do think is cool about this, though, is with Labo in general, and this is kind of a Legos thing because I think we all were Legos people.
Yeah.
Is I love that it does encourage younger kids to build stuff.
Yes.
And to be creative. And yes, they're following kits, but it encourages you to use your hands, do some building, do some engineering, whatever you want to call it. I think that's really cool. Whether that inspires kids to, who knows, one day become an engineer. And that's what they want to do, and that's awesome. Or if it's like, no, this is really cool. I want to work with my hands. I'm going to become a carpenter. I might be looking a little bit into this. But if it is that little thing that sparks an idea in a kid's head, that's a really cool thing.
And that's why it goes back to me. That's the target audience. Because for a kid, you could give them a Nintendo Labo, and you're basically giving them endless. It kind of, for me, once the Labo was announced, not even VR, just Labo in general, it was kind of like the impression I got was Nintendo is giving you their version of the cardboard box, where kids, when they're younger, hey, here's a cardboard box. Yeah. Anything can be, it could be a spaceship, it could be a house, it could be this, it could be that. Like, I think about the Rugrats cartoon where they're in the box and it's like, oh, we're in a Indiana Jones cave right now.
Yeah, I love
this
that.
Is Nintendo's version of the cardboard box.
I absolutely love that analogy. It's truly, because to me that kind of
literally is a cardboard box.
Well, it is a cardboard box. So that right there, just gold star. But that is kind of like the Nintendo vision of they're always creative first. That is definitely has been their goal and directive as a company. It would be kind of refreshing to have them say something along those lines. But I love it. I love the cardboard box idea. I love the creativity because you're right. All the games these days seem like we're doing the same thing almost in the majority of them. That's not to say a bad thing, but it does. After you take a step back, you realize a lot of the mainstream stuff. Whether it is the Fortnite, Apex Legends, just because those are at the top of the boards right now, it's just they're fun, but it's just kind of mind numbing at some point, right?
Yeah, well, they all kind of seem, like you said, they all kind of seem the same. Yes, they're all different, but at the same time, I look at this, and on top of that, the best thing for the Labo VR is, like you said, give me party games, give me short, that's why when, the Super Mario Odyssey, that works really well for me on a VR because it's kind of shorter little, games where, okay, I can, plus as a kid, one of the, some of the podcasts that I've listened to have said, I can't remember who it was, but somebody who's a game article writer, I wish I remembered his name, had his kids do it on a YouTube video. And everyone was like, oh, how dare could you have your kids be exposed to this VR for so long? It's damaging to their young brains. It's obviously,
God, no, it's not.
Obviously as a parent, your moderation's your friend. Everything should be taken in moderation. But for me, that is something to where kids can be engulfed in this, and it's something new and different that, yes, they can play Fortnite over here, but okay, now they have this creative side to, like Mark said, build it yourself, and they can explore that and not just Fortnite.
Yeah, I mean, murdering other 7-year-olds over the internet sounds like fun.
Hey,
but like,
we've all been doing
great.
it since we were kids.
No, I know, but at some point, being creative it's another skill set that like maybe people aren't building out too much these days. You know, with how much funding gets cut back from the arts in schools, it's just like another outlet,
and just building with your hands.
Yeah,
you know, I mean, because so much is computer based. If you're in a school ever, you know that everything is this computer. You know, schools will give kids Chromebooks, iPads. They give them all this stuff, and everything's so right there. Sometimes it's nice for them to be able to step back and work with their hands, do something.
Yeah.
You know, actually, I guess I don't know, with your hands. Yeah. I wanted to think of another way to say it, but then I didn't.
Just build it with your hands. Damn it. No, I agree. I think going forward, it's a good platform. They definitely surprised me because when I first saw the cardboard thing, I was like, this is stupid. It's not going to catch on. And then I was like, okay, there's some fun stuff you can do. But if they hit that party game, if I can Mario Party with some VR-ness to it, if, you know, Mario Kart with VR, like...
I would love Mario Party or Mario Kart VR.
Yeah. Give me some stuff like that where we can have fun and interact in a different way than we haven't been able to before. And I think they've got lightning in a bottle again. So I look forward to them as they continue to develop and build out. You know, maybe they don't go whole hog yet, but maybe in the future they work with Oculus Rift and they're like, hey, let's build up some connectivity here. You know, they're kind of big on that.
Well, and the thing that kind of is interesting with that is the whole thing that I believe it's Oculus had at what's the convention? Not the convention, the developer conference that just happened.
GDC.
GDC.
Yep.
At GDC, they had an Oculus that, and I've mentioned this before. Hey, it's not linked to a computer. There's no cameras around. Everything is in like the headband and in the headset. So I mean, if I'm Nintendo, that is beneficial to me because I don't want you linked to the software. Plus, our software of the Switch is portable.
It's already
so
mobile.
You're not linked to anything that's like a computer just sitting there.
Yeah, so that could be pretty cool. I think that they're doing good. I think Nintendo keep going your own route, man.
Yeah,
like,
it's interesting.
That's been the most fun thing about it is like
You
them
can
being
go your own way. That's what I thought of when you said that.
perfect. Perfect transition. And going from Nintendo over to Microsoft.
Yep.
Microsoft doing some fun stuff. They're planning for the future. We know Game Pass has already been awesome. They've been offering it, you know, the $1 a month deal now that's been out there. They've got a couple other special deals, but they will soon be announcing Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. Don't know if that full name is going to stick forever. Basically, they're taking Xbox Live Gold and Game Pass together into a package, and it's only going to be $14.99 a month, which sounds reasonable. It sounds like the monthly subscription to a certain game. And I think that getting getting access to a multitude of games on top of the online ability, I think they're building themselves up for the Xbox One S all digital. Like, this is definitely a great building block for them moving forward. If they can catch people onto this deal early, they're building their own freaking franchise at point of this. Like, this is awesome.
It's interesting. Someone has to try it because, you know, there's a lot of signs that say this is where gaming's going to go. And there's also a lot of signs that say it's going to fail. If you do it that way.
Yeah,
I mean, that's infrastructure.
So much unknown. Yeah.
But someone has to try it, though. You know, and you can point to computers and say, you can barely even find one that has a disc, in input for it.
How come we can do it there, but not over here?
Yeah, so,
I just looked at mine. Mine does not.
Yeah.
I have nowhere to put a disc.
Exactly. You got USBs. You can plug one in if you really need to, but most people don't. So someone had to try it for the hardware. And it's interesting to me that Microsoft's the first one to think of it, saying, hey, if we can take this thing, which for Microsoft has been a bit of a success.
Oh, it's been a huge
PlayStation
success,
Now, which is a little different, but that didn't really work out for PlayStation that well. They said, we've got this thing that we can combine with this cheaper model to get people in here, let them buy it. use this Game Pass thing, make that a thing, and it's like they're just kind of nurturing their own ecosystem here.
Oh yeah,
and it's genius when it comes to like the marketing standpoint, the sales standpoint of it. They did a really good business decision with this. Now we got to see if it actually works.
Yeah, I mean, I think they were the right company to do it though, because they do have obviously the Microsoft Store on PC, and then they made that that like combo of like, oh well, you can play Xbox games on your PC games there. Like it all works together in one happy ecosystem. So I think they knew they had something, and then once that rolled out, and people like, I get to play all of these games, and yeah, I don't own them, but at the same point, like, how often are you going back and replaying old games? Not super often for a lot of them. I mean, I've got my favorites, but I'm not going back and replaying everything I bought in the last 5 years. So they can kind of...
You're too old.
Too old to game. Yeah, my time is valuable, apparently. When I'm not in this room, basically. This is a commitment. But, right, boss?
Yep.
There you go.
But when it comes down to it, I think that, you know, having that constant rotation of like, look, you've got your new games that you'll have access to. You'll have this older catalog that's kind of interesting. That's like, and if you're like, it might be rotating out, but for $5, you could totally have it later, you know? Like, they have so many options going forward. So I think that embracing the discless trend and building that up before it's even launched is one of the smartest marketing things they've done. Well,
for me, the smartest thing about it is, hey, we've got this Game Pass that people have been talking about. Why do we have two, like, why are people having to pay for Game Pass and for Xbox Live?
Yeah.
Why can't we just put it together and have them? I know $5 a month might not seem like a large amount.
But can we stop acting like Xbox could be used offline? Like, realistically, like, you need Xbox Live. I don't know anyone who doesn't have Xbox Live.
Even with PlayStation, I feel like you need...
Not really.
Really?
I don't have PlayStation Plus anymore. I had it for the longest time, and I don't have it now.
Well, like what game? Like you're playing MLB The Show.
Yeah.
Like, and that's like it depends.
Okay.
Like there are some
I don't
games.
really play online.
Yeah,
Okay.
and that's
Is
the thing.
I
Like
don't
the
play
sports
multiplayer.
games, if you play like I'm assuming like Days
game,
Gone or
anything.
like
No, that's a
The
good
Last
point.
of Us.
My perception is a little skewed then.
Like
Yeah, that's a
your
good point.
your
Single player
perspective is
people-
like Division, Anthem, all these like
Well,
games
that's
of
the thing.
services to where it's like I need that
I feel like
PlayStation
Xbox
Plus.
thrives on those kind of games.
Well, they've got
PlayStation
the
thrives
better-
on the single
Xbox
player
Live
story
has
driven.
always been better than PlayStation Network.
Yeah.
It's not even close. And I still say the thing that really did it was just Xbox 360, they gave you a headset that was good. They gave you a good headset. For PlayStation 3, you got this little crappy little
lapel
mic,
lapel.
lapel almost, and no
The
one
si-
used
the
it.
sing- it's like the single
single ear.
headphone to where it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I want.
How cheap can you guys
I want
get?
2 headphones,
Right?
not a
You
single
go
headphone.
you go on Xbox Live and everybody's got the microphone
Yeah.
to their thing because everybody's got it. You go on PlayStation, there's one other person on there.
Yeah.
You know, and they're not talking. So
and
yeah,
and that's the thing. Like with Overwatch, when I used to play it hardcore, it would be like, "Hey, anybody got mic? All right, nope, cool, we're gonna lose."
Yeah, we're probably losing this round.
Like then there'd be
half
nobody.
the time you just go, all right, I'm out.
Yeah.
So we're like, eventually there'd be like a group of us where it's like, "Oh, you got a mic? Okay, let's group. Oh, you got a mic? Okay, let's."
We're
group.
now best
Eventually,
friends forever.
We've got like 5
Yeah.
people with microphones. It's like, cool. This is actually
Yeah.
fun now.
No, I agree. So, sorry, Ricky, you were talking about the price
Yeah,
difference.
it's just like the whole thing of like now instead of having to pay for 2 different things, I can clump them together. Instead of paying $20 a month, I'm paying $15 a month. And I know it's only like even at the article I'm looking at here, it's like, oh well, $5 ain't a lot. Yeah, but it's $5 I get to keep,
It
and I
adds
get
up.
2 for the price of 1. I get Games Pass and what I was probably already paying with Xbox
yeah.
Live because I'm like most of the people I'm assuming play online games and play online.
Yeah. No, so I think, you know, they're leaning in. They're not hedging their bets yet. So good trend. We'll see if it continues, and we'll see if it's a huge mistake when they drop the discless Xbox One, and we'll see what
I'm
happens.
very interested to see how that's going to sell.
That's going to be a gamble.
The price point will probably be
So
pretty
critical.
good. But it's are people going to be willing to buy in on it? And the parents who buy it for their kids, are they going to understand what they're really buying for their kids?
What have you signed up for?
Yeah, because now you have to pay this monthly thing as well. Or are they going to be like, hey, I got you this cheap version of Xbox, and here's a bunch of games I bought you. Mom, I can't use those.
Yeah.
You know, we'll see what happens.
Nothing's worse than like asking for gifts for Christmas from extended family and they show up with like the wrong version.
Yeah.
Like I'm talking like older generation.
And you got to put that face on of like, thank you.
Any chance
I
there's
don't
a
want to
gift
throw a
receipt in
hissy
this?
fit. But
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's like I don't want to throw a hissy fit because I'm not, but it's just one of those things where, this is wrong.
Yep. I don't feel good about this at all.
Yeah.
I don't know. That was just thoughts across my head.
Should have just got me socks. I would have been happier with socks.
Why didn't you get me socks?
The adult switch. From a child to adult, you understand that moment in your life when you're happy to receive socks. You're like, I'm an adult now.
I could use some socks.
Absolutely. Christmas every year, man. Time to cycle through it.
You guys are happy to receive socks?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not.
Then I don't have to buy them.
You're still a child.
I still have millions of socks that I just wear.
Well, you should probably switch them out. Like,
Yeah, you got to retire
forever.
socks.
I mean, I do, but like I have so many socks to where I
I
just
do
never
once my
notice
foot goes
them.
through it.
Exactly. Get the whole time to retire.
Oh my god, you can get rid of them before then. It works for underwear too. I'm just tossing that out.
Well,
there.
those go a lot quicker, Dave. Gotta recycle those a little bit quicker. Might have to set up for MeUndies.
Ah, there you go.
No
maybe a
sponsor.
future
No
sponsor.
sponsor.
Maybe a future sponsor.
Exactly.
Me if you're listening, love to
I
have
hear
it.
they're really comfy, but I have never paid.
yeah,
for
we
it.
wouldn't know.
I'm waiting for that free sponsor.
Would not know unless they sponsored us. But I think now is a fun transition point because maybe your new username on PlayStation Network could be "Give me free MeUndies."
Give me MeUndies.
Give me MeUndies. Honestly,
Yeah,
that's not a bad name.
That's a good one.
That's kind of a fun thing to say.
Here's the thing with that I'm pretty sure I want to change my PSN
Because you
name.
get one free change, and then it
Yes.
costs you, I think, $7.99.
So, I
think
didn't
it's the
look
price
A
at-
point.
very random, arbitrary amount for it to charge.
The amount of labor there is clearly worth $7.99
Now,
to me.
here's the thing I am wondering, because we do this and everything, should I go more of I want to say professional route, or should I go with something that is kind of humorous, but come on, guys, isn't like really off the wall and inappropriate?
Just
I
go
think
with
you
something
mix
you're
it.
happy with.
I think you mix it. I think you can have MVP in there, but then something goofy. I would not use, because you mentioned earlier before we started recording, using your name.
Like, the thing
I like, nah, F that.
I wouldn't use
the
your
I don't
one-
want to float my name out there
The
on PSN.
one that I am very jealous of, like the two people I am very jealous of,
Yeah.
are like Philip DeFranco.
Yep.
Because his is just like DeFranco or
Yep.
like P DeFranco or something, which I don't want to do R Widmer. It just sounds weird.
Yeah.
DeFranco's a much like clearer, crisper kind of a
DeFranco.
last name. Exactly. And then Greg Miller from Kind of Funny. His just Game Over Greggy because
That was his
that
jam.
was his podcast, and then that was his name. I wasn't that smart to brand that before we did MVP.
So you could be MVP to OTG?
I got it. Do I do What's Up, What's Up?
Oh my god,
No.
yes. Actually? Really?
I wouldn't do what's up. I don't know.
That is Ricky's cause.
I-
The What's Up Nation
I get
speaks
it.
loudly and proudly.
I get it that you say it, but to me, if I saw somebody come into my lobby,
Yep.
and their name is What's Up, I'm immediately gonna think you're a tryhard.
I mean,
I'm immediately gonna think
or
you're a
Do I do
tryhard.
WPN with just like an arbitrary like number or something?
No.
Could do a WPN, but
Like WPN.
Because
and
What's
then,
Up, What's Up reminds me of Sex Drive, which,
Yes.
which is
well, that's where it originated
I know,
from.
I know.
Because so
well, this is an homage to.
I don't think I've ever told this story of how it like that actually came to being.
Yeah.
Of so Dave and I had a friend. Well, actually, we all had a friend. He's
We
in
have
our fantasy
friends?
We do
football
have friends?
league. He's been on the podcast, Lions guy.
Lions
Used to
Lions guy.
always say it as a joke from Sex Drive. The,
Yeah.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? And then I just said it to Sean while we were on a podcast, and it just stuck. I just kept saying it to annoy him, but then it stuck.
Got
it
under
became
his
a
skin.
thing,
Yep.
and then it just became my thing. I should work something of what's up. Something WPN. What's up? What's up?
I agree.
I should do something.
I think that's your jam.
Or what's up MVP? Nah, not what's up.
W-
MVP.
Wet Boy,
WP.
Wet Boy is taken.
Wet Boy would be a good one though, but for a very different reason. See, this is why.
Or should I be damp dude?
This is why I'm very happy.
No, you
Damn
would, you'd be a dry dude.
Dry dude. No.
Yeah, exactly.
This is why I'm
Exactly.
very
not the
happy
NBA
that like
refs.
when I first got my Xbox 360 and I for the first time had online ability to play, I just went with something that worked. Give me some love. And it works
Oh,
because
yeah,
it's
hugs
like
and kisses too.
it's kind of funny. But it's not like it's not too weird. It's not too out there. It just works.
Yeah,
It just
I
works.
think that's good. Yeah, I would never touch yours. That one's solid. Mine, I feel like it's just there. Like I've had
You've had the same one forever.
I've had the same one forever, and it's basically since I've been playing Counter-Strike, like 1.5.
Would you ever think about changing it, or are you just like, nah, I'm good?
It's so hard to think about changing that because I don't know if I'll ever find anything else that just kind of.
Because here's the main reason why I want to change mine.
Yeah.
So it's Polish Apostle 179.
Yep.
9 out of 10 times, actually no, screw it. 10 out of 10 times I go into a lobby.
Yep.
People don't say Polish Apostle.
What do they say?
They say Polish Apostle. No, it's not like nail polish. It's not nail polish, people.
You've polished an apostle.
Exactly. Where people would be like, Polish Apostle. And then they'll like sit there and think, oh, Polish Apostle. It's like, the gears turned a little bit.
That's
to
a good
where
point.
to where I'm like, you know what? I'm done hearing that. I just want to change my name.
Yeah. I think that you're the guy to change it. I think that putting a what's up in there could be questionable but funny.
Whoop whoop.
Whoop
Whoop whoop. Whoop whoop is a pretty damn good name.
I wish there was an ability
How
to
would
like,
you spell
name
that?
check this.
WUP. Whoop whoop. WUP.
Why? Why, Mark?
Because
Why
I want to hear. I want to hear
existence?
people in the lobby say,
Hey, whoop whoop.
whoop whoop.
Whoop whoop.
Hey, whoop. What's your location?
All right, so if you're making it as terrible as possible for other people in the lobby to say, like, you can't have any shortcuts in there. It's got to be something stupid sounding.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else in that same category? Or maybe
Mark
Ricky,
is
you
the
have something?
king. Mark is the king of stupid. Like,
If you
names
could
that
punish
annoy
people to say your name out loud, Mark, any other thoughts? Or was whoop whoop kind
Mark's
of the
like-
trump card?
I don't
Mark's
know.
like,
Whoop
wow,
Whoop's
you're
pretty-
putting me on the
Whoop
spot.
Whoop's pretty great. I don't know if I've got a replacement for Whoop Whoop. I don't know if I have another one.
Can you like
could
do a partial sentence like, can I have a?
Oh, that's
Can
nice.
I have a?
So people would be like, hey, can I have a?
I had that. I had that.
There you go.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That'd be nice.
I think it'd be fun to like partial sentence it. Leave them hanging.
Well, I still think that In Your Ma is a good one.
Do you want Ricky's name to be In Your Ma?
In Your Ma?
You know what?
I'll let you guys vote.
I'm going down a deep rabbit hole, guys. I'm looking at GameSpot, and they have like a little forum of dumbest PSN names that they've seen.
Yep.
I'm going down a rabbit hole. I don't know. I want to go down, Dave.
Probably shouldn't read that out loud.
The one that I like, I find it funny. Passive_meanest. It's a passive menace, Dave. Whatever a menace is, I don't know. Or would it be menace?
I think we know what a menace is.
Would it be menace or menace?
When it's
Because
passive
it's
menace.
MEN. Would it be menace or meaness?
How's it spelled?
MENIS.
You guys are all missing it. Passive menace.
No, I don't get it. I don't get what you're trying to go
Spell
with.
passive.
PASS.
Stop at the first letter.
He just wants to say you're switching the first letter of each one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you put the P at the
No,
second one.
I get
and
that.
the N
Okay,
at the
good.
first
I
one.
got that.
I'm glad
No.
you got it.
Because you were giving us like the stare of like,
No. I thought Mark was going into something that I
Oh, no,
wasn't
no.
getting.
No, no.
Okay.
Okay, good. I was going to
Yeah.
be a little bit nervous if you didn't get what
Yeah.
passive menace was.
This one's just stupid. Butt_milk.
That's not stupid. That's great.
And on that note, I think that's how we wrap up this epic episode of Tool to Game. If you enjoyed listening to whatever this was,
Give suggestions for
give
Ricky's
suggestions. Check us out on patreon.com/mostvaluablepodcast if you'd like to donate to our cause.
That's
help
what our,
build up our community.
That's what our review should be. Give us a 5-star review on Apple iTunes, and then also in
Leave
that
your-
review,
yes.
suggest your name for Ricky's PSN.
Yes, we need some vulgar stuff, but that won't get him banned.
Yep.
We need vulgar but not bannable. So make it creative. That's all we ask. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We'll catch you next week.